Failed vice presidential candidate Tim Walz's 2028 comeback tour is going about as well as you would expect. And that's to say, it's going terribly. So Tim Walz finally returned to his home state of Minnesota to hold an event celebrating veterans at the state capitol building, but there was just one problem. Throughout his entire speech, he was heckled and booed viciously by the veterans in attendance. Take a look at this.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Well, welcome to the Capitol. It's great that you're all, sir, you're welcome to come. Let me finish. Let me finish and vote.
Hey, sir, he doesn't have fucking votes first. Shut your fucking mouth.
Oh, hey, there's some passion in the building, which is a good thing.
Reaction to some of the boos that you got out there and some of the heckling.
Yeah, and some of the thank you, and this guy wanted to go brawl, help me brawl the guy. Look, that's what they're going to do. These folks come here, they're going to have to face the reality. Some of these guys voted for what's happening at the VA and they don't like it. Some of them come up here and are saying they're supporting folks who are voting against this. The House budget is grossly underfunded in veterans and it has to change.
As you can tell, it was very rowdy. Now, he made it sound like it was just one guy in attendance, but there was actually a different angle that showed multiple people heckling him this entire time. So it was a room filled with veterans, and it's really important to remember here that Tim Walz has been credibly accused of stolen valor and of misrepresenting and over-exaggerating his military service, and that has angered a lot of veterans, not just in Minnesota, but across the country. This could have been a point of contention and a point of controversy during the election, but of course the mainstream media covered up for it. But the reason I point this out is because I really believe that Tim Walz is planting the seeds and laying the groundwork for a potential 2028 presidential run. So you'll see here, according to CNN, back on the road, Tim Walz tries to find his voice and fill the void. And that was right before he launched this nationwide tour. And he wasn't just holding town halls, but specifically he was targeting swing districts. You can see here, Fox News, Dem leader swings through GOP-held districts, swing districts that the GOP won after clown show protests halted town halls. And as if all of that isn't enough, even the New York Times confirms Buttigieg, Walz, and other Democrats start the 2028 chatter early. And in this article, they point out that Tim Walz specifically went to Iowa. Now, as we all know, Iowa is critical not just in the general election, but in the primaries for both parties. So when you take a look at all the places where Tim Walz is going for these town halls, it really makes you wonder, bro, are you laying the groundwork for a 28 run? Personally, I hope so, because I really, in my heart of hearts, believe that Tim Walz would be a much worse candidate than Kamala Harris and that he would be easier for the Republicans to beat. Not only is he further to the left on most issues, but he is especially progressive when it comes to woke gender ideology. On top of all of that, he has a horrible temper. I don't know about you, but to me, it looked like he was about to lose his cool when the veterans were heckling him. Like he was about to explode and then he reined himself back in as he caught his temper getting the better of him. And even if he weren't to lose his temper on the campaign trail, he is well known for his gaffes, terrible debate performances. So, yeah, I mean, and if it's not Tim Walz, who else do the Democrats have? It's not as if their bench is as deep and talented as it is on the GOP side. I mean, seriously, who do they have? Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Gavin Newsom? I mean, I don't want to count my hens, my chicks before they hatch, but things are looking really good right now on the Republican side of the aisle. The worst part for the Democrats is that they are doubling down on dumb. You would think that they would have learned their lesson after the election, but they really are not learning their lesson at all when it comes to immigration or woke ideology. Take a look at what Jasmine Crockett said yesterday when it came to the cost of living.
Realm. So I am telling you that this is a failed thing, but we've got to do better to connect the dots and let people know the reason you can't afford a home is because of these failed immigration policies. The reason you're not going to be able to afford your food is because of these failed immigration policies. And the same can go for the hospitality industries, where we have so many of those in the hospitality industry that are saying they do not have the workers that they need right now.
Let me translate for you. The reason we don't have food, the reason we don't have workers at restaurants is because we're deporting all of the illegal immigrants. That's what she's saying right there. Homes are expensive because we're deporting everyone. You would think that that would help American workers find jobs, that would help eliminate the housing crunch as more housing and apartments and condos are available for sale. Like, it just doesn't make any sense right here. And it's like, whose side are you on, Jasmine? Who are you actually serving? You're supposed to be a representative. That is your title. United States representative. Are you representing your constituents, or are you representing the illegals who've been deported under President Trump's policies? It just doesn't make sense. And so when you take a look at all of that, and when you take a look at how the Democrats, again, are just doubling down on dumb, it's no wonder that CNN today reported that in their brand new poll, Republicans and Democrats are now tied as being the party for the working people. Over the last few decades, the Democrats have always held the advantage when it came to that question. But now, even after a week of the controversy and mayhem over President Trump's tariffs, Republicans are finally tied. Here's what Harry Enton revealed on CNN.
This, to me, is one of the most shocking pieces of poll data that I truthfully have seen this year, or maybe in any prior year.
Really?
Yes, really, because I want you to take a look. Cares more about the needs for people like you. You mentioned to Kate Baldwin, we got a tie, even after this tariff war had already started, split between Democrats and Republicans on how people feel. Which party cares more for needs of people like you? And why is that so surprising? Because I want you to take a look at prior years. Democrats always lead on this question. Back in 2017, before the 2018 midterms, 13-point lead. 2005, a 23-point lead for Democrats. 1994, which was a big Republican year, a 19-point lead for Democrats. And now, all of a sudden, a tie? All of a sudden, the Democrats, who are the party of the people, no more. We get a tie on this question, on a question that has traditionally overwhelmingly been a Democratic advantage. Which party cares more for the needs of people like you? It's truly something I would not have expected to see, especially after this tariff war had begun.
Yep. So we know at the very least 31 years, and now it's tied. That is huge news, not just for the Republicans, but for President Trump and the support that he and his agenda have among the American people. So yesterday, I talked about CPI coming down for the first time in 5 years, Consumer Price Index. Well, on top of that, CNBC now reports, this is breaking today, wholesale prices unexpectedly fell 0.4% in March, showing easing inflation backdrop ahead of the tariffs. So that is, again, just more good news on top of the lower CPI, the higher job numbers. Yesterday, the question of the day was how are you feeling it? And I went through every single comment, read all of them, and it was a mixed bag. Like, so many of you are from states like New York, California, Illinois, and their prices seem to be stable. At least they're not going up. That was the general consensus across the board. Like, maybe things went up in a few areas, like especially in major cities, egg prices went up. But the general consensus was that gas prices especially have come way down. A few of you from Kentucky and Tennessee surprised me, because those would have been states where I would have assumed that prices would have gone down, but the reports from there seem to be stable. However, other states like Kansas, Missouri, Arizona, I got a lot of comments saying, hey, prices are really way down for us, including some from Florida. So that was really interesting. So thank you, everyone, for sharing your thoughts. Like I said, seemingly a mixed bag, but not necessarily prices coming down, but the consensus was at least they're not going up, and if they are going down, they're definitely going down when it comes to gas prices. Well, speaking of things going down, Peter Doocy was live on Fox News, and a bird actually landed on his head when he was on TV.
Yeah, Peter, I appreciate.
You,
A bird just landed on my head. What is going on? Was that a bird? What was that about?
I did not like that at all.
Peter, the back of your head, your hair is standing up now.
I mean, you got good hair, though.
What is going on?
That's probably so dirty.
Had to be scary.
I thought that was funny. And I mean, hey, anything can happen on live TV. And they actually had fun with this moment during the White House press briefing with Caroline Leavitt. One of the reporters asked about the bird and whether or not the White House would be investigating it. Obviously, it was all a joke. They were just having a good time.
Or if I could, on a different subject. So a bird earlier attacked my colleague, Peter Doocy, during a live shot at
I'm wondering
the White
if
House.
that's why Peter is absent from the seat. Is he doing okay?
He's recovering.
Has anyone checked on him?
He's recovering. Is anyone looking into that incident?
I could check in with GSA to see if anybody here is looking into it. So I'll get an answer for you on that, out of respect for our good friend Peter.
I mean, obviously they're joking. Obviously they're just having a good time. But already on social media, Democrat content creators are pushing the narrative of Trump is filled with conspiracy theories, and they're investigating whether or not the birds are robots or CIA spies. It's like, they literally will find anything they can to attack this administration, when I think the rest of us would look at that and say they're clearly just having fun at Peter's expense. Now, I do want to recognize the members of today's Governor's Club: Jeremy, 2001 Happy, and Marie Gamez, 38. I appreciate both of you. Again, Governor's Club people who have either given super thanks or have tipped and supported the channel in some way. I appreciate you, and I'm so glad that you enjoy. One final story for today's video. There have been protests nationwide, and as I've reported previously, many of them have been funded by Democrat groups, including Soros-funded groups. Now, these protests are either against President Trump, Elon Musk, sometimes they're against Israel, and they're pro-Palestinian, in some cases pro-Hamas. Well, one of those protests was happening in New York City, and there was at least one apartment building that wasn't having it, and they were so upset at the protesters that they were throwing bags filled with dog feces out of their windows onto the protesters on the street below. I mean, if you were chanting for Hamas and like banging your drum right outside my apartment window, I would like to think that I wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying I don't blame people for getting frustrated at having to deal with that nonsense all the time. But as always, all of that is just my analysis and commentary. That is what's going on in the world of politics from my point of view, and I would love to hear from you. So, question of the day: who do you hope the Republicans run against in 2028? Here, I truly believe Tim Walz is laying the groundwork. You may or may not agree with that, but who else is on the bench? I think Gavin Newsom, AOC, maybe Buttigieg. Will Bernie Sanders run again? I don't think so with Bernie Sanders, because it appears his tour with AOC appears to be like passing the torch off to her, but maybe I'm reading those tea leaves wrong. Let me know like what you're hoping for, what you're rooting for, what you think would be easiest for the next generation of MAGA or the Republican Party to run against. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you haven't already, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask for, but it really does help me reach more viewers like you in the algorithm. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.